If you're waking up with a moment of joy and a moment of gratefulness, even in the times when you are going through the struggles, then you're ahead. You're ahead of the game in a way that you maybe didn't even realize that you were. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Shan Otare here. I'm a breakthrough mindset coach who helps you to reflect and accept your past so that you can reframe your future. I really help you to learn how to be the badass that you've always wanted to be or that you're slowly trying to uncover. My Audacity Academy really helps my students and clients to get through all those steps that they need to get through in order to get to that badassery that I know is in you folks. And what we're talking about this month of July is how to awaken your life. In June, we've spent the whole month talking about different ways that we can get rest. And now this month, I want to help you to find ways to awaken it. And this week, I have something pretty interesting to share with you. So let's jump into it. So this week's tip for awakening your life is quite simple. I can't say that I'm the best at it, but now that I have this out there, I'm definitely going to try and make more of an effort to do it more. So what is it? It is to document your present. Now you might be like, oh Shan, everyone's doing that. It's a world, we live in a world of social media. Everybody's sharing all these different moments. But what I'm talking about is really documenting it for the longevity so that you can look back on it. There is something that happens when you relive certain memories and you can think back to that time, to how you felt, to what you were doing, to what the emotions were. And I was inspired by an awesome TED Talk by a guy named Caesar Kuriyama, who had a TED Talk called 1 Second Every Day. And what he did was he just filmed 1 second of every day of his life, and he's compiled them over months and years of his life so that he can go back and look at them. And I think he started it in his 30s and, would have like about an hour of time by the time he reached his 40s and so on and so forth. And the idea is that we forget, guys. We totally forget. I mean, we have some of the big memories, right? Maybe our wedding, maybe the birth of our children, maybe a really great vacation that we've taken, but we only remember snippets. But sometimes it's only when our social media sends us a little memory saying, hey, on this day, this thing happened. And you're like, oh, that's right, I totally remember it. Please tell me, take a moment right now and remind me, especially if it's a good one, how does that feel? How does that make you feel when you're like, oh my God, I totally remember that we were in Disneyland, or we were in Europe, or I was having a really bad day, or that's the day I lost my dog or a loved one. And even though it's a hard memory, what it does is it brings you right back to that moment, to where a memory that you have so long ago forgotten is now instantly just emblazoned and reawakened in your life. And that is the idea of what you can do to reawaken your life. Take little snippets. In fact, I am going to go ahead and drop Caesar's TED Talk below in the description so that you can take a look at what he's talking about and how he did that for himself and how this can kind of spark something in you. I definitely am going to try. I don't know if I'm going to do the 1 second thing every day, but I definitely am going to be a better documenter, because I can say right now, I don't take very many pictures of what's going on in my life. I'm not like that person, like when something happens and I get my phone out. I'm just like in it. And I think I made a conscious decision a few years ago where I just said, you know what, be present in the moment, Shan. It's more important to be present and have the memory than it is to like get out the phone and try and document it. And I feel like now for me, the understanding is there's a balance. There's a balance that needs to happen when we want to document things versus when we just want to experience them. And I think having that little perfect balance is a great way to do that, because I can tell you right now, my heart just fills up so much when I see these great memories that come up on my Facebook, and I send them to my family text and be like, hey, do you folks remember this? And we laugh and we just question like, what the heck were we thinking? Sometimes they're like 12, 15 years old, right? And so it is a great way to awaken it. And what this does, and I guess should get to that point on why I'm recommending this. What this does is it awakens your present to what was going on in the past, so that you realize that as maybe monotonous as your life may feel, or the struggles that you're going through, or the hard times that you may be experiencing can actually, or are actually, not as bad as you might feel them presently. Because when you look back on those days and you're like, whoa, my life ain't so bad. Whoa, I went through a way bigger struggle than I'm going through today. I need to snap back into reality. My life is great. Life is beautiful. If you have these little moments and you're able to document them in a way that's interesting to you, and it's only for you, the process of doing that is really going to help you to be able to reclaim them in the future. And that reclaiming, that revisiting of that moment, that actually will transport you back to that moment. And in that little glimpse of time, give you that great feeling or that sad feeling, even if it's the time when you lost someone. Even though sad feelings are sad and they hurt and they bring up different emotions, they are great emotions to learn how to deal with, but also to remember all the good times that you've had with them, and remember the great things about these people or these animals or these things that have passed through your lives that are no longer there, and to say, you know what, I lived through that. I lived through that. And now, because of that, I have a way to document that. And when I look at it, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel more grateful. And gratefulness is one of the most beautiful things to be walking through your life with every single day. If you're waking up with a moment of joy and a moment of gratefulness, even in the times when you are going through the struggles, then you're ahead. You're ahead of the game in a way that you maybe didn't even realize that you were. So a great way to do that is to awaken it by creating memories. Document it. So take a look at that TED Talk. Make it a little way that you can document something every single day. This is actually going to be kind of a struggle for me. I'm going to start doing it myself. I don't know if I'm going to do the 1 second every day, or if I'm just going to find a way where like every week I do an update somehow. I journal a lot, so I feel like I'm kind of covering it. But of course, we live in the information age, so it is really great to be able to document it on video or in picture. So I want you folks to go ahead and try that, all right? Because in July, again, we're awakening. So doing little things that are going to awaken yourself to your own life is what the goal is for July. It's kind of like the second half of the year, and it is, Shan. It is the second half of the year. And by doing that, we actually enter this part of the year a refreshed and invigorated way to go through and close out the rest of this beautiful year that we have together. So if you folks haven't done so, make sure you hit the like button and drop a comment below to share with me what you're going to do to awaken your life by documenting your present moments in your everyday life, so that you can keep a little snippet of it for your future and revisit it then. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, why the heck not? We're almost at 100 subscribers, guys. We're slow growing, but we're growing is the point, right? So I appreciate it if you subscribe. And lastly, all I want to leave you folks is with this. I will see you folks on the other side, because you know what I want you to do, right? Until then, keep evolving. Take care, guys. Bye.